Good evening everyone and welcome to SWE Does Invasion. Right then, we open up tonight's show with the SWE Hardcore Championship on the line. Representing ECW, we've got current champion the Sandman making his first defense of the title after winning it back at When Worlds Collide last week against this man here, Terry Funk. So Funk today is representing WCW and of course Cactus Jack representing WWF. In fairness, I think all three of them have worked for all three companies at one point or another. But yeah, today it's Cactus for WWF, it's Terry Funk for WCW, and it's Sandman for ECW. And at the moment, in terms of wins and losses, WCW currently leading with 6 wins, and both WWF and ECW trail behind with 5 victories each. So it has actually been very, very even, which has surprised me somewhat. Only 3 of the matches in tonight's pay-per-view will count towards that. And we have got the British Bulldog defending the European Championship later on against William Regal and Storm and Norman Smiley. And the Hardy Boys defending their tag team championships against the Outsiders and the Dudley Boys in a TLC match, hopefully. Depending if it works or not. Also tonight, the main event, we have got Roman Reigns making his first defense of the SWE World Heavyweight Championship against Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And the other matches we've got planned in, Victoria goes up against Sarah Logan. We've got the Can-Am Express, Doug Furnace and Dan Croffett up against the Pitbulls. Both those teams really impressed me this week, so another opportunity for them to see what they can do. And finally, we will have a 6-man elimination tag team match. The Undertaker, Kane and Mankind, yep, I know he's double duty tonight, is taking on the b.W.o, the team of the Blue Meanie, Stevie Richards and Hollywood Nova. Well, there we go, that is our card for tonight. And this is just the first of, like I said, 4 championship matches. Let's have a look at the ranking system at the moment. So Sandman, after a very good run last week, or the last 2 weeks, in the Hardcore Championship #1 Contendership Tournament, has got himself +5 for this year, which has put him up to a +3 overall. So he's done very, very well. We've got Terry Funk, who, of course, like I said, is a former SWE Hardcore Champion, and he currently sits on +5 after 24 matches. But the one who's in a terrible position, hence why he's wrestling twice tonight, this is Mick Foley. He's in 1,081st position out of 1,103. There's only 22 people below him, and he currently sits on -6. There's a big chance for points tonight here for Mick. If Cactus Jack can win this triple threat, I mean, it's a big if, but if he can win this triple threat, he'll gain 3 points, which will move him from a -6 up to a -3. And then, in that 6-man tag elimination match later on, again, there's big points up for grabs. If Cactus has an absolutely incredible, not Cactus himself, if Mick Foley has an absolutely incredible performance tonight and does well in both of those matches, he could actually get himself up into the positives. I can't see it's going to happen, to be honest. It takes a hell of a lot of hard work. I mean, this is a very difficult match to win. All 3 of these guys, in my opinion, have as much chance of winning this as anyone else. Really, it could go any way, these ones. But we are going to have to wait and see. Terry Funk just kick in, Cactus Jack away. Cactus now with that running DDT, taking down Terry Funk. Now stamping on the back of the knee of the Sandman as well. Look at that backdrop attempted. Cactus fighting back, now taking Funk up, in with that scoop slam. Absolutely flattened him down into the mat with that one. But Sandman is there. Remember, like I said, the Sandman won the championship only last week at When Worlds Collide. With Terry Funk. It was a fatal 4-way elimination. I can't remember who was in it now. I want to say it was Pagano was in it. I'm sure he was. And there was somebody else. Was it Tanaka? Masato Tanaka? It might have been, you know. Pagano and Masato Tanaka might have been either two. I can't remember off the top of my head. My brain is not that strong. But yeah, it was a great victory for the Sandman, winning that fatal 4-way elimination match. And now he's got this opportunity to step it up and get even more points. Of course, the Hardcore Championship does have a pretty strong lineage. Quite a few different people have been champion over the years. And Sandman currently is your 19th ever Hardcore Champion. I think that's the most out of any of the belts. Is that correct? No, the SWE World Heavyweight Championship has got a longer lineage. Yeah, so Sandman in his first ever run. Of course, Terry Funk is a former champion as well. Cactus Jack or Mick Foley never held a belt in SWE at all. And as one of my favourite wrestlers growing up, I'm a bit disappointed in Cactus because of that, to be honest. And like I said, we're giving him big opportunities tonight. This triple threat match moving in to that 6-man tag elimination later on. Oh, there we go. I've written it down here, haven't I? I was right, yeah. So the Sandman won the championship in a 4-way match out when Worlds Collide against Terry Funk, Pagano, and Masato Tanaka. We will be seeing Tanaka in action next week, by the way. We've got Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott, and Masato Tanaka in a triple threat match. The winner of that one will get the opportunity to face off against John Moxley next weekend for the SWE Underground Championship. So a big chance there for one of those guys to step up. I mean, 4 belts currently scheduled to be online next week. I'm potentially going to do a 5th. I'm not 100% sure yet. We've got Giant Baba defending his All-Asian Championship. That'll be in a triple threat against the winners of 2 matches. The first one being Taka Michinoku versus Ultimo Dragon versus Tajiri. And the second one being Hakushi versus the Great Muta versus Hayabusa. We'll have Aja Kong defending the Women's Hardcore Championship against Bull Nakano and Jazz. Like I said, John Moxley defending the Underground Championship against the winner of that match between Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott and Masato Tanaka. And we'll see Will Ospreay defending the Intercontinental Championship again in a triple threat match against the winners of 2 matches. The first one being Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat and Eddie Guerrero. And the second one being Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. As there's the pin by Terry Funk after the... Oh my god, Terry Funk's won the championship back. The moonsault was enough to get it, and wow. Terry Funk regains the SWE Hardcore Championship and starts his 2nd reign as the champion. The moonsault from the top on Cactus Jack was enough. Okay. Won the championship at Invasion versus Sandman and Cactus Jack. There we go. So Terry Funk starts his 2nd reign as the SWE Hardcore Champion. That one really shocked me. That was a pretty quick match as well in terms of the speed the matches we've had so far this week. And that, of course, was Sandman's first title defense. It was always going to be difficult to triple threat against 2 very big names. But it is Terry Funk that's done well. And that does mean another loss for Cactus, by the way. Moves him down to a -7 overall. Sandman. Sandman then, with that loss, is going to move down to a +2 after 13. But Terry Funk, with that win, of course, it's a triple threat match again, don't forget. So that is 3 points for him. So he now moves up to a +8 overall. Wow, what a win for Terry Funk. And he retains the SWE Hardcore Championship and also gets the point tonight for WCW, which pulls their lead further forward now. WCW with 7 victories, ECW and WWF both with 5 apiece. Well, there we go. First out of 4 championship matches, and we've already seen a brand new champion. Let's move on. Right then, here we go. Victoria one-on-one against Sarah Logan, or Valhalla, if you will. I know it looks a bit random on paper, but we're doing the old cream rises to the top situation here. Victoria currently on +1 after 5 matches. Of course, now she's on the game as part of the DLC. We really want to get as much use out of her as possible. And then you've got Sarah Logan, who currently sits in 25th position on +4 after 6 matches. So it's one of the situations. I've got someone who I think is far too low. I've got someone who I think is far too high. Put them up against each other and see what happens. And again, I've not made any amendments to either of these two. They are as they are on the game. So it really is up to the game who wins this. Of course, Victoria is quite highly rated on this DLC, though. I think she's 89 rated. And I think Sarah Logan is not very highly rated on the game anyway. I think she's in the 60s. So it's a big opportunity for Victoria. And like I said, it's a chance to showcase the ability and allow the cream to rise to the top. But the way the game works, it might not happen. We'll have to wait and see. Sarah Logan now, though, with their headlock taking down Victoria in full control. We've got Logan now with that headlock, really just choking away. And I say, at the moment, Sarah Logan having a very strong start. We want to try and get as much use out of Sarah Logan as we can as well, because of course she has been released now, so she's not going to make her way onto WWE 2K25, is she really? So let's try and get as much use out of her as we can. At the moment, I do think she's very high in the ranking system, and I think that it only makes sense to allow people the opportunity to prove that. So next up on tonight's show then, we will have the Can-Am Express versus the Pitbulls. Two teams that have made their debuts this week, both in very impressive victories. The Can-Am Express defeated the Islanders, the Can-Am Express defeated the Headbangers and Berlin and the Wall. And then the Pitbulls went on to defeat the Islanders and the Fabulous Freebirds, which was a massive surprise victory. So both those teams are now on +3 in the rankings after one match. A big opportunity in the next match here tonight to move up to a +4. As Victoria stalking, yeah, it was a bit of a distance away to that dive, wasn't it, really, on Sarah Logan? Logan now catches Victoria with a strike in the face and then taking her down. Like I said as well, European Championship, the British Bulldog, William Regal, Norman Smiley, looking forward to that one. As someone who's English myself, and Storm and Norman Smiley, I think, was actually born pretty close to where I was born. I'm sure Storm and Norman Smiley is from Northampton. Norman Smiley. Storm and Norman Smiley, born February 28th, 1965 in Northampton. I was right, yeah. So he's born pretty close to where I was. He was billed from London because, let's face it, no one knows where Northampton is. And he worked 6 years in CMLL. Okay, that's interesting. Worked ECW for a couple of years, hence why he's representing ECW today. WCW for 4 years as well. I don't think he's ever really worked for... Oh, there we go. Well, the cream has rose to the top here today, isn't it? I don't think Storm and Norman Smiley has worked actually as a wrestler for WWE, but also he worked as a trainer for many, many years. So Sarah Logan then, after that loss, does move down to a +3 after 7 matches. That was pretty damn convincing by Victoria. And it does show. There are people in this ranking system that are a lot higher than they should be. And Victoria there with that sidewalk slam showing exactly why. And this is good for Victoria. Obviously, we want her to be leveled up. We want her to showcase what she can do. And that victory was vitally important to do so. We now update the rankings. She moves up still to 59th. So she's still a lot lower than what she should be. But I think she can definitely build upon this. She can definitely build upon this, get some extra victories. It all depends on what other shows we're doing over the next few weeks and where she's going to fit. I mean, at the moment, we do have a few things scheduled in. Obviously, we've got this double week's worth of Invasion. Then I think we're going to go for TNA NXT Invasion because that's something that's happening in real life. And then I would like to do the PWI 500 tournament that we've spoke about in the past as well. So we can definitely squeeze her into something moving forward. Halloween Havoc's coming up in October. I do think that Victoria could be a very good person for that. And here we go then, tag team action. We have got Doug Furnace in the... Well, let's start that again. We've got the Can-Am Express in the blue, red and white. You've got Doug Furnace with the long hair. You've got Dan Profit with the shorter hair. And you've got the Pitbulls in the black and white attires. And you've got Pitbull number 1, Gary Wolf with the long hair. And Pitbull number 2 with the shorter hair. Both these teams have really impressed me this week. The Can-Am Express picked up a victory in a triple threat tag team match against the Headbangers and Berlin and the Wall for ECW. And then the very next day, you had the Pitbulls picking up a win completely against what I thought on paper, against the Fabulous Freebirds and the Islanders, Tama and Haku. So it was a really, really strong performance for both teams. It was the debut for both teams as well. So now what we've got is a situation where they both had one match, they're both on +3 for winning the triple threats, and they're both up in the top 25 of the rankings. So this is an opportunity for one of these teams to go one step even further, move up to a +4, which would put you up into the top 20 teams of all time in our universe mode. And of course the losing team will drop down to a +2, which is still pretty damn good, to be honest with you. And as I said, we do have plans to do an actual ECW weekend at some point, or a full week of ECW stuff at some point. And both these teams know that if they're +4 in the rankings, there's a very good chance they're going to be the ones that are going to get the opportunity to look towards the Tag Team Championships. Now, this match is standard Tornado Tag Team rules apply. For some reason, it's no DQ. That's just the way the game sets it up. All 4 men are legal. First pinfall or submission will win the match. However, that does have to take place inside the ring for it to count. As you see, Pitbull number 1, Gary Wolf, inside the ring with Dan Croffett working him over. So I spoke to PJ Toby about the Can-Am Express recently, and they were just... it was something that Paul Heyman enjoyed doing, which was bringing across some of the talent that was doing well in Japan across to America, and that's exactly what happened with the Can-Am Express. They were doing really, really well in Japan. They got brought over to ECW. They had a good run in ECW. As I said, arguably one of the best tag team feuds of all time, apparently, in ECW was it RVD and Sabu versus the Can-Am Express? They then went on to join WWE for a short period of time as well, or WWF at the time, where I think they were good. It never really worked out for them over there, to be honest. So you see Pitbull number 2 now. He's the powerhouse in this match, and I think that's going to be the main thing. I think both Doug Furniss and Dan Croffett are very good wrestlers, but I think the power of the Pitbulls might just have the edge in this one. I think, in fairness, I think the Can-Am Express on paper should win this. I think the Pitbulls, it's amazing that they won the match they did, to be honest with you, because they're a good tag team. But, I mean, against the Freebirds and against the Islanders, you really would not expect them. And granted, they use a little bit of leeway. I remember the Pitbulls did attack Bobby Heenan during the match. They also low-blowed someone to get the elimination as well. So they really utilised the rules to their advantage, and they had every right to do so. It was a no DQ match, I suppose. So they did win, but it was a little bit dirty, wasn't it? Dan Croffett now with a flapjack there on Pitbull number 2. And that's the thing, though. I mean, I look at the rankings now when I'm trying to book stuff, and if one of these teams are high up, it's going to make things a lot easier. It's going to make things a lot more interesting. It's going to make things more opportunities. I mean, at the moment, the Dudley boys are pretty high up there. They're on the 4th position at the moment on +8. And, of course, they've got an opportunity to fight for the Tag Team Championship later on this evening. The Steiner brothers also worked ECW. So there is a few teams up there that worked ECW already. But it's up to one of these two teams to really put their name in the hat as well, really, isn't it? As you see, Doug Furniss now inside the ring, stalking Pitbull number 1. There's the Hurricanrana, hooks the leg for the pin. Pitbull number 2's trying to get there, but he's not quick enough, and the Can-Am Express have done it. Wow, we're flying through these bloody matches today, aren't we? The Can-Am Express get the victory. They move up to a +4 after 2 matches. The Pitbulls drop down to a +2 after 2 matches. Yeah, we're really flying through this card at the moment. I've not changed anything, by the way. I've not changed any of the setup or anything like that. But we just seem to be whizzing through these matches a lot quicker than we have done in the past. And then again, well, the video for me is half an hour. I don't know what it is for you guys once I've edited it down. But, yeah, that was another very, very quick match. And, I mean, as I said, I think the Can-Am Express were the ones that I sort of wanted to win. No other reason, just that I think that the Pitbulls were probably they're a good tag team, but do the Pitbulls deserve to be that high up? And after hearing about the Can-Am Express and how powerful they were in Japan and how well they did in ECW and a little bit in WWF as well, I think they are a team we could definitely do some stuff with in the future. We've got the Can-Am Express are now on equal points with the Brainbusters. That could be an interesting match. But it's been a great run for them so far. 2 matches plus 4 in the ranking system. And like I said, you've got the Steiner brothers, a former ECW, up there. You've got the Dudley boys are up there as well. I feel like the Can-Am Express versus the Steiner brothers could actually be a very, very good match. Right then, that's all the funky ones out the way. We're getting to the good matches now. Next up, European Championship. Here we go then, European Championship on the line. We have got representing WWF, the current champion, the British Bulldog. We have got representing WCW, Lord Steven Regal. And representing ECW, we have got Storman Norman Smiley. And of course, like I said, European Championship is on the line in this one. Let's have a look. I tell you what, let me just update the rankings. So I've just realised I forgot to update the tag team from last time round. So Doug Furness gets himself up to a +2 after 2 matches, as does Phil Lafon / Doug Croffett, and then the Pitbulls drop down. Okay, there we go. That's fine. So Doug Furness and Dan Croffett both on +2, and the Pitbulls both on 0 after that. So, right, let's go to this one. The British Bulldog. I spelled it wrong. The British Bulldog currently on +2 after 12 matches. Had a great year so far. 3 wins from 3 matches. Of course, one of those was winning the European Championship. Another one of those was a successful defence of the European Championship only last week. We have got William Regal, who I think is in a bad position. Let's have a look. William Regal is on -2 after 8 matches. Had 1 match so far this year, which he's lost, which is not great. And then we have Storman Norman Smiley. He's had 4 matches so far, and he's on -1 overall. We have not seen him in action since 2023, so big chance here. And look at this submission hold. Remember, this is triple threat rules then. No disqualifications, no countouts. Weapons are not only allowed but encouraged. First pinfall or submission inside the ring will be victorious. The monkey flip there by the British Bulldog, then gets a drop kick right in the back of their head as well. And I do have at some point planned in like an SWE European tour, and obviously all 3 of these guys would be will be involved in that. Let's not face it. Storman Norman Smiley, I remember him in my mind. What I remember him most for was him being the hardcore champion in WCW. That's what I remember him doing most of. Nice back elbow there. And it looks like Norman Smiley and British Bulldog to work together here over Regal. Where's Bulldog actually from then? So Norman Smiley is from Northampton, which I say is pretty much really close to where I was born. The British Bulldog is originally from Goulburn. Where's Goulburn? I've never even heard of that before. Goulburn is, okay. It's a little place just north of Warrington, in between Manchester and Liverpool. Just south of Wigan, okay. News to me. And then you've got Regal. I want to say Regal's from Blackpool. No, I just typed in Regal. That's not really worked out too well, is it? Regal was in Codsall Wood, which is... Oh, bloody hell. He is literally really close to where I live now. Well, bugger me sideways. William Regal is from a place that's about 10 miles from where I'm currently recording this video. Okay. Wolverhampton way. Okay, lovely. we go. That's a nice little interesting thing there for you. A nice little interesting side note. Bulldog now just rubbing the face of Storm and Norman Smiley into the mat, dropping an elbow into the spine. And then look at Regal, runs across, chopping away at the knee. Yes, when we come through our European tour, all of these guys will, of course, be involved. I don't think I even said anything. Oh, I have set some up for it, okay. I have, okay. Oh, okay. I hate it when this happens. Someone laying on the floor, the other two just fight at the top. But then again, finally, Norman Smiley snapping the kendo stick over the head of Regal. Bulldog taking Smiley up on the shoulders. Regal there had the kendo stick, the sides against it. The elbow in the face there by Bulldog. Bulldog now taking Regal up on the shoulders, in with that running power slam, one of his finishers. Norman Smiley's there that he's going to break it up and save the match. And look at Smiley taking Bulldog up, really making him think about it, making the blood drain to his head, which can make you very dizzy as well. What happens, you leave someone upside down like that, the blood drains from their legs and drains into their head, and it means that it makes them very unsteady on their feet. And Bulldog's there to break up the submission. Smiley drops in with a pin. It's broken up. Look at a headbutt across the back of their head there by Bulldog. On Smiley. Regal out the back, chops away at the back of the knee. Regal now with the kendo stick across the back as well. Look at Smiley just slamming him with a kendo stick and across the head as well. Lovely drop kick, taking down Regal. And the battle can commence on the outside, absolutely no problem with that. No count-outs, no disqualifications, of course, but pinfalls only count inside the ring, so you can do as much damage as you like out here. Yeah, this is a good old Norman Smiley. You can do as much damage as you like out here, but it's not going to do you any harm. Well, it's not going to do you any harm because you can't be pinned out here, can you, really? Bulldog, lovely belly to belly, taking down Regal. Smiley now grabbing a hold of Bulldog, going to throw him back towards the barricade. Norman Smiley now with the baseball bat, comes running around the ring. Bulldog slaps the baseball bat out of his hand. And a nice takedown there by Bulldog, but like I said, the damage can be done on the outside, but you can't win it. Regal getting thrown towards the barricade as well. Norman Smiley sending Bulldog crashing into the ring steps. And there's a submission locked in once again by Norman Smiley. Bulldog has to get back in the ring here. Oh, he's tapped! We've got a brand new European champion! No freaking way, Storm and Norman Smiley's done it! He's only gone and freaking done it! Storm and Norman Smiley picks up the points. He gets +3 from this then, which puts him up to a +2 overall. What a massive... That's a surprise to me, I really must admit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Norman Smiley. Everyone loves Norman Smiley, but I was not expecting him to come out and win this match. William Regal then drops down to a -3. Bulldog suffers his first loss of the year. He moves down to a +1. But it's Storm and Norman Smiley who walks away with a point and the European Championship. Wow. That is big. Norman Smiley, his first ever run as the SWE European Champion. His first ever run as any of our champions, to be honest with you. The man from Northampton, the current trainer in WWE NXT. now has the silverware to prove it. Insert notes. Won the belt at Invasion versus British Bulldog and Regal. What a freaking win that was. Completely against the run of play, in my opinion. I was not expecting Storm and Norman Smiley to walk away European champion, but that is exactly what's happened today. And that gives the point then, because he today was representing ECW. So that gives the point now to ECW in this one. So this now means WCW have 7 victories. ECW have 6 victories, and WWF struggling back on 5. They've got an opportunity up next, though. Up next is the TLC Tag Team Championship. The Hardys versus the Outsiders versus the Dudley Boys. The last chance for any of the promotions to pick up points today. Right then, here we go. SWE Tag Team Championships are on the line. We've got the champions, the Hardy Boys, up against the Dudley Boys and the Outsiders. Of course, the Hardys today representing WWF. You've got ECW is the Dudley Boys, and you have got the Outsiders for WCW as well. At the moment, the Hardys, the current champions, are in the ranking system at 15th position on +5 after 12. You've got the Outsiders in 21st position on +3 after 16. And the Dudley Boys are in 4th position with +8 from 13. They've actually lost 2 matches so far this year. There are 2 matches in 2025 and lost them both. Of course, the Hardys won the belts a few weeks back. They actually won them at SummerSlam, defeating the Lucha Brothers. And then they went on to defend them only last week at When Worlds Collide against Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I'm sure he said this was going to be TLC, and I did. And you know what? I tried it 3 times, and this game can go and suck its own balls, because that is awful. I did 3 separate attempts at a TLC, and all 3 matches ended within 90 seconds when someone climbed the ladder, and nobody bothers to come and take them off of it. Everyone just stands there and just watches it happen. It was awful. So, yeah, ladder matches, TLC matches, still an absolute no-go from us, I'm afraid. Which is such a shame. It's such a good match type, and for them just to be so bad this year is really frustrating, but it's fine. We get what we need out of this. So, of course, ranking points-wise, the winning team will pick up 3 points, 1 point for the victory, and 2 bonus points for defeating multiple opponents, and, of course, they'll also walk away with the Tag Team Championships. The 2 losers will lose a point each in the Tag Team rankings, and, of course, in the singles rankings, the winning team will both receive 1 point each in the singles rankings, and all 4 losers will get a point deducted. So we're going for a standard triple threat elimination match as we've seen over the past few weeks. So no disqualifications, no countouts, pinfalls and submissions count absolutely anywhere. Weapons are not only allowed but encouraged. And of course the winning team will be the team or the person who is the last one standing. So of course you can be eliminated first and still go on to win the match if your tag team partner basically saves you essentially. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating, the TLC thing. I really wanted it to work, to be honest, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And as we've seen, the numbers game is generally in the advantage of the teams that can get some eliminations early on. Apart from, we did see one earlier on where it never really worked out that way. Normally, as soon as one person's eliminated, that's it. They're sort of dead and buried. The match is done for them, but it is possible. But yeah, I mean, getting that early elimination is definitely going to be a massive advantage. There's the elbow in the face. I'll just point out as well, something I've just realised, I think I just put it on Discord a minute ago as well. The WWE have announced NXT Invasion, which is a show we're going to be doing as well, don't get me wrong. But WWE have announced a show called Invasion on October the 7th. I'm assuming they didn't put that through their marketing department just in case. And thought, is there any reason why we shouldn't do this? That sounds a bit iffy to me. It really, really does. Scott Hall now working over Bubba Ray. And, of course, this one will go against the companies as well. So, at the moment, WCW is in the lead with 8 victories. Is that 8? No, 7 victories, sorry. WCW got 7 victories. ECW have 6, and WWF have got 5. So it's been a lot more balanced this week than I expected. I thought ECW might get a little bit left behind and WWE and WCW would fight for this, but we've still got another whole week to come. We've got some fantastic matches planned out over the next week or so as well. I mean, just tomorrow alone, Psychosis versus Jushin Liger versus Juventud Guerrera. We've got Triple H versus Jeff Jarrett versus Shane Douglas. We've got Shawn Michaels versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Eddie Guerrero. I mean, into Tuesday, we've got Owen Hart, Dean Malenko, Jerry Lynn. I mean, Wednesday, we've got Trish Stratus versus Medusa versus Lita. Thursday, we've got The Rock versus DDP versus Tommy Dreamer. We've also got Rey Mysterio versus Conan versus Super Crazy. I mean, next Friday, The Undertaker versus Sting versus Raven. Next Saturday, my word, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit. What a match that is. Hakushi versus Great Muta versus Hayabusa as well. Next Sunday, Vader versus Sid Vicious versus Mike Awesome. And also the Battle of the Expresses next Sunday as well. The Orient Express versus the Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll Express. Pinned now by Bubba on the outside on one half of the tag team champions, Jeff. It's not enough to get the victory. I did have some more matches planned. I don't know what to do. You know what it's like whenever I do these shows. I end up just picking more matches that I just keep thinking about. I might just do that on the morning of next pay-per-view. I just wanted to add Giant Haystacks in. Because, of course, he did work for WCW as Loch Ness. So I thought it'd be fun to get a bit of use out of Giant Haystacks. I mean, a lot won't know him. He's a very old-fashioned English wrestler. Used to do the old World of Sport stuff. As Kevin Nash now stalking. He's got Jeff. Jeff's already taken some big hits. And he's about to get jackknifed on the outside. There's the pin. It could be the first elimination. Bubba's going to hold a mat to block him off. And no, Jeff does survive. Like I said, if you're first to have an elimination, you're probably going to struggle in this one. The numbers game is massive. As soon as you're down to being on your own, it really does make things tough. Of course, the big problem with these sort of matches is the referee is struggling to get in and around to where he needs to be quickly enough, isn't he? Big strike in the face there by Kevin Nash. Wrenching back at the ankle of Devon Dudley as well. Remember, 2 more matches left after this one for you. We've got a 6-man tag elimination match next. Undertaker, Kane and Mankind going up against the b.W.o, Big Stevie Cool, the Blue Guy and Hollywood Nova. And then your main event of the evening, Roman Reigns, Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. So 2 big more matches left to come. So far, we've had 2 championship matches and 2 brand new champions. And of course, this is our 3rd championship match of the night. We could have 4 brand new title holders tonight. Who knows? Roman Reigns making his first ever defense of the SWE World Heavyweight Championship, and they're not going to get much harder than Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin in a triple threat match, I'll tell you that. Kevin Nash with a high backdrop on Devon. Got caught with the dropkick in the face. Bubba was trying to pin Matt on the outside. Referee got there. It was only a 1 count. Remember, it is full count anyway, like I said. And there is the Bubba Bomb by Bubba Ray Dudley on Matt Hardy. Bubba now with the baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, striking down at Matt. Bubba comes running round, finds Scott Hall, who slams him face first into the top of the trash can. There's a sidewalk slam by Kevin Nash on Jeff Hardy. I mean, where do some of these guys stand in the singles rankings while we're in the thick of it? This could be the first elimination, actually. It is. Jeff Hardy's gone. Wow. Jeff Hardy eliminated. That's going to make things difficult. So Kevin Nash currently on -2 in the ranking system. Scott Hall / Razor Ramon is on +2 after 18. And then with the Hardys then, So Jeff Hardy's on +1 after 23 matches. Matt Hardy is on +2 after 20 matches. That clubbing blow right in the face there by Devon. Gets slammed down. And I say, Matt is in trouble here. He is the champion, but he's having to hold on for dear life here. He's on his own against 2 full tag teams. For Matt Hardy now, it's all just about survival, really. Matt needs to try and make sure that one member of the Dudleys, or, I mean, he just needs to survive, doesn't he? Really, I said the next elimination for him. I mean, there's the Bubba cutter. This could be brand new champions here. I think Matt's out. There's the 1. There's the 2. Oh, it's 2 count only. Matt Hardy survives. Scott Hall looking for that razor's edge on Devon. What's happened to the lighting? Someone just turned the lights on all of a sudden. Oh, the lights have gone off again now. Okay. He got super bright there for a moment. Big choke slam there by Scott Hall on Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy smartly rolls to the outside, and Scott is going to join him anyway. We've got the powerbomb here by Kevin Nash. Jackknife powerbomb onto the steel steps by Kevin Nash on Bubba. The outsiders. How has he kicked out of that? How on earth has he kicked out of that? Devon now going to drop Razor face first across that top rope. Nash raining down with the strikes into the face of Bubba. There's the big boot by Nash as well. Matt Hardy, he's struggling, bless him. Look at the way he's walking. He's not fully with it. He's taken some damage in this already. There's a side effect there by Matt Hardy. The Dudleys are smartly just backing away, allowing the outsiders to work over Matt. Bubba comes up behind Matt Hardy. Oh, and Devon just slams him in the face with that barbed wire baseball bat. And then, oh, Matt Hardy's gone. We've got brand new tag team champions today. Then the Hardy Boys are eliminated from the match. We have got brand new tag team champions that are going to be crowned. The Hardys really embarrassed here, to be honest. It's their first loss of the year. They've had a really, really good year so far. And now they've been absolutely whitewashed in this one. Next elimination is key then. Next elimination is really key, because that's when you're going to get into a 2-on-1 situation. The Outsiders or the Dudley Boys. Have either of these guys been tag team champions in the past? No. Neither of these two teams have ever held gold in the past in our universe mode. Devon Dudley now taking Razor up, dropped him. That's his finishing maneuver, isn't it? That inverted suplex. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Nash got around anyway. Once again by Devon, this time on Nash. Bubba has Hall under control. Still only a 2 count. Wow. But Bubba now just slamming this stop sign straight into the barricade. Goes Kevin Nash. Bubba now sending Nash crashing into the ring steps. There's the diving headbutt by Devon. Devon with the pin. If this is enough, like I said, as soon as you get 2-on-1, it's more or less done. It's done, isn't it? Oh my God. Razor's gone. There's the pin by Bubba after that big senton to the outside. Oh, I mean, it's got to happen, isn't it? Surely it's going to happen. There's no way Kevin Nash is going to win a 2-on-1 situation like this. He is going to be completely buried now. Look at Devon in firm control, dragging Nash along. Up on the... I tell you this the other day, we've never seen anyone go through the announce table. All of a sudden, we're going to get it twice in 2 days? No, Nash fighting back. Yeah, we've never seen people go through it. And then all of a sudden, we saw one yesterday. The battle. Oh, look at Nash. No, really? Really? What a prick tease. Sidewalk slam by Nash on Bubba. Devon's there to break it up. I'll tell you what, Nash... Oh, no, okay. As I say, if Nash could have hit that jackknife powerbomb while Bubba was down, that could have been an opportunity to do so, but... The strike in the face, and now Nash is going to go after Bubba, but like I said, there's not much he can do, really. Jackknife powerbomb. He's going to go for the pin, but Devon's there to break it up straight away. Well, straight away was a bit of a strong word. He stood there and looked at it for a while, but he got there in the end. I mean, it's possible that Nash could turn this around. But Devon now with that reverse. It's such a crap move that Devon had as a finisher, isn't it, really? But it's effective nonetheless. And surely now the Dudleys... No, still only a 2 count. Okay. So this would be, by the way, if ECW win this match, the Dudley Boyz win this match, which I think is pretty obvious they will at this point in time, they will also have 7 victories, which will put them joint top with WCW, with WWF lagging behind on 5. Bubba with the slam. There's the pin for the 1, for the 2. And there it is. The Dudley Boyz are officially your brand new SWE Tag Team Champions. 3 title matches tonight. 3 brand new champions. So 1 at Invasion versus Hardy Boyz and Outsiders. The Outsiders. There we go. The Dudley Boyz have had a crap year so far, but this has really turned around now, hasn't it? So they get themselves 3. This is their first tag team victory of the year, and it's actually worth 3 points. So they now move up to a plus 11, which actually puts them joint top of the ranking system alongside Evolution, Batista, and Randy Orton. Maybe that's a tag team championship match that needs to happen in the future. The Hardy Boyz then with their second loss of the... Well, their first loss of the year. So I've already updated it, have I? I don't remember. Yeah, I have updated it already. Yep, they've lost yet. They're down to a plus 5. Okay, and then we've got... So they're down to a plus 4, sorry, not a plus 5. And then we've got the Outsiders. Their first match of the year ends up in a loss. They move down to a plus 2. Into the singles rankings then, we have got Matt Hardy dropping down to a plus 1 after 25 matches. We have got Jeffrey Starr, Jeffrey Hardy. He moves down to a 0 after 24 matches. Kevin Nash is struggling a lot, isn't he? That loss moves him down to a minus 3 after 23 matches. Scott Hall, with that loss, moves down to a plus 1 after 19 matches. But then it's all about the Dudley Boyz, isn't it? Devon Dudley, with that victory, moves up to a plus 3. And not Big Dick Dudley. Bubba Ray Dudley, there he is. He moves up to a minus 1. Okay, I didn't realise he was doing so bad. But yeah, he moves up to a minus 1 after 18 matches. There we go. 3 title matches, 3 brand new champions so far tonight. It's not looking great for Roman Reigns in our main event, is it? But before then, we move on to a 6-man elimination tag. And here we go then, a 6-man elimination tornado tag. This is the Brothers of Destruction and Mankind going up against the Blue World Order. And the rules for these matches then, all 3 members of a team have to be pinned or submitted for that team to lose. And we're giving away 1 ranking point for every elimination. And we are taking away a ranking point if you lose. And you get a bonus point if you win. Does that make it? Let me start that again, right? It's 1 point each for the winning team. It's minus 1 point each for the losing team. And it's a bonus point for each one of the 3 eliminations. There we go. So really, if you get all 3 eliminations, you can walk away with 4 points here today. It's massive. And it's the sort of help that both Mankind and Kane desperately need, because those two guys are so freaking low. Kane currently sits in 1,097th. Only one person is below him in the rankings now, and that is Jack Gallagher. And then you've got Mankind / Cactus Jack. He's in 1,090th. And only 4 people below him: El Desperado, Dusty Rhodes, Kane, and Jack Gallagher as well. Oh, and Dominic Dijakovic. He's doing pretty badly as well. And then you have, like I said, the Blue World Order. Let's have a quick look then at those guys. Stephen Richards, not Richard Holiday, Stevie Richards is currently on 0 after 3 matches. He's not had many opportunities, then, has he? You've got the Blue Meanie, who is currently down in 1,054th position with -4 from 5 matches. And then you have got Hollywood Nova, who is on -1 after 3 matches. I'm a bit disappointed they've not got like proper old school Kane on this year's game. They've only got this version of Kane, which I don't really like, to be honest. And they've rated him so low. He's rated 79 rated, which is probably why he's doing so bad. So yeah, I think we'll stick with... I might just permanently download an Attitude Era Kane when he was at his best. Might be the best way forward, to be honest. And let's have a look at the Undertaker as well. He's doing pretty well for himself, to be honest. He's in 25th position in the ranking system on +11 after 53 matches, mainly because he had such a strong year this year. He's +5 this year, which is really what's thrust him into the top end of the ranking system. Mankind comes in with the chair and just completely smacks his own tag team partner. I'm assuming by mistake, because he's a bit of a knob, but there you go. Nova now dives in with the Hurricanrana takedown. Meanie now with the reverse DDT on the Undertaker. I'll tell you what, it'd be perfect in this game, wouldn't it, if the Blue World Order actually went on to win. It would sum this game up perfectly, wouldn't it? Nova now snapping the kendo stick across the Undertaker, dropping the leg drop as well. Might keep the Blue World Order around for next week, you know. Maybe I'd squeeze them on the next pay-per-view as well. See if there's somebody else we can help out that's in a bad situation. I mean, there are quite a few, aren't there? Who else we got? Pin now then by Nova on Taker, only a 2 count. Look at Kane now just chopping away at the back of the knee of the Blue Meanie. Maybe we could do a... Where's Eddie Guerrero? He's on +2. Malenko. Okay, +6, okay. I'm just thinking what we could do next week. We could do the Radicals versus the Blue World Order. Or maybe we just go straight out, because since how bad the likes of Hogan's having this year. As we said earlier on, how bad that both Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are doing. Maybe we do the Blue World Order versus the New World Order. Just get the LWO in there as well, the Latin World Order. Pin now by Mankind on Stevie Richards, only a 2 count. Still no eliminations as of yet then. And don't forget, this is the last match before our main event of the evening. That main event being the triple threat between Roman Reigns, Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. Undertaker their double-handed chokeslam on Nova. There's the pin for the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. As I say, Undertaker's the one man who doesn't need these points as much. Kane and Mankind desperate for them. I mean, Mankind is probably quite tired, in fairness. We know he's already wrestled once this evening. Where's Dude Love wrestled? I'm just thinking, right? I mean, I don't know if this is going to work or not. And it does involve me putting an extra match on, I must admit, but was Dude Love just a WWF thing? feel like it was, you know. I was wondering where ever did Dude Love in ECW. It looks like Dude Love was solely a WWF thing, I think. I'll have to check with old PJ Toby, see what he thinks. I just thought it'd be fun to have 3 different faces of Foley going at it. I mean, we've had Mankind, we've had Cactus. Has Mankind got another match planned in? I don't know if she has, actually. I think he might have. No, he's not actually planned in for any matches this week, so this is Mankind's only appearance. Of course, we've seen Cactus. That's a bit interesting, isn't it, really? Sort of missed out on the Mankind situation. Well, I might put him in. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I'll have to have a think about that bad boy. Pin now by referee. Very, very slow. Steve Richards was pinning Kane. It wasn't enough. Undertaker got there in time. Undertaker now with Stevie up. I think he was looking for a tombstone pile driver, but Stevie got knocked out of his hands. I'm surprised no eliminations as of yet, to be honest. He was sort of getting that way, but no eliminations as of yet. But this is the opportunity now. When you start to split off this way, you see Kane on the other side of the ring now. He separated Stevie Richards from the group. Another running Bulldog there by the Blue Meanie on Kane. Pin now by Taker on Hollywood Nova. That's the first elimination. Undertaker then picks up the first point. And I was saying, out of everyone, Undertaker's the one guy who doesn't need the points, to be honest, but he'll definitely take them. Puts him up to a plus 12. And then it was a 3-on-2 situation. Blue Meanie pile drives Undertaker. There's the pin for the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. And look at these strikes here by Undertaker. Taking Blue Meanie up on the shoulders. Looking for a tombstone pile driver. Like I said, it's Taker's not the one who needs these points, but it looks like he's the one who's going to get them all. There's the pin. And Blue Meanie... No, Blue Meanie survives. Wow, okay. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. Undertaker bringing... Oh, Stevie Richards up. Kane now with the shovel. Mankind sending Meanie off. I thought he was going to hit him into the ring post, then he completely missed it. Kane was looking for a tombstone of his own, but Stevie Richards able to break free. There's the pin. It's only a 2 count. I think Mankind might have broken up there, you know. Oh, nice. Stevie Richards taking down Mankind. Blue Meanie, this has been a much closer match than I ever expected it to be. I'm not going to lie. A much, much closer match than I expected it to be. I thought this would be a bit of a whitewash for this ministry team. Blue Meanie now stalking, diving in with a double axe handle, taking down the Undertaker. Stevie Richards striking into the backs of Mankind. Once again, into the spine of Mankind. And that was not for the good of all Mankind. That was painful. Big sit-out powerbomb there by Stevie Richards on Mankind again. This could be the chance, you know. It looks like Kane is making his way into the ring, trying to save Mankind. Mankind catches the leg of Stevie Richards, trips him over. And everyone once again dropping to the outside. A pin here by the Undertaker on the Blue Meanie. And Meanie is gone. Undertaker picks up another point. Taker, mate. It's the others that need the points. You don't need them this bad. I mean, Taker's going to walk out of this match with a +3 at this rate. Which is great. Elevates him up to where he should be at the top of the rankings, don't get me wrong. one of my favourite, no, actually my favourite wrestler when I was younger. Undertaker and Mick Foley were my two favourites. And Undertaker going to take Stevie up for his last ride. Taker's going to get all 3 eliminations here, isn't he? Mankind throwing the bin lid. Kane as well, going after him. Taker with the strikes. Kane has him throttled. This could be his chance. There's the choke slam. Everyone else is down. Kane drops in for the pin, for the 1, for the 2, and for the 3. There we go. Kane does get himself a point. Undertaker then, with that 2 eliminations and the bonus point for the win, moves up to a plus 14. Moves him up a couple of positions, but that's plus 3 for him in one match. Kane, with that win, gets the victory and 1 bonus point, which is 2 points for him. It only moves him up a couple of positions, but it takes him from a -9 up to a -7, which is still a big jump. Puts him above Dusty Rhodes now. And finally, Mankind. It's not really done a lot for him, to be honest with you. He gains 1 point. He moves from a -7 up to a -6, which doesn't even move him in the rankings. He stays in the same place, but at least it's a point in the right direction. It starts to move him in the right direction as well. So there we go. Victory for the Ministry, as we expected. Undertaker picking up 2 of the eliminations. There was the his attempted one at the 3rd. He hit this last ride, but his teammates were like, no. We would like to get some points as well, please. Stevie Richards took down the Undertaker, which allowed Kane to throttle him, take him up, and drop him in with the chokeslam. There's the pin. And that was enough. There we go. Victory then for the Ministry. Oh, Undertaker and Kane should get a tag team. I forgot to do the tag team rankings, didn't I? So, Undertaker and Kane. Where are you? Let's be having you. They move up to a +6 in the tag team rankings. That's pretty good, isn't it? And the team of the b.W.o with that loss moved down to a -2 after 4 matches. Right, it's main event time. Here we go then, SWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line in tonight's main event. We have got the brand new World Champion Roman Reigns, 5th in the ranking system on +24. He won it, of course, last week back at our When Worlds Collide pay-per-view. We've got Ric Flair, who's currently on +10 after 33 matches, sitting in 34th in the rankings. And we have got Stone Cold Steve Austin, who currently sits in 20th position in the rankings on +15 after 38 matches. This is very difficult for Roman. He's won the championship very, very well, of course, in... I've not written it down, that's good. Written it? I've not written it down, that's good. I'm sure he faced off... Was it 1-on-1 against Malachi? I think it was 1-on-1 against Malachi, I'm pretty sure. So he faced Malachi 1-on-1 back at When Worlds Collide, won the belt, but this is a very difficult defense. I mean, 2 of the best wrestlers in history in the shape of Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin, neither of which have ever held a title in our universe mode, which is interesting. I know Stone Cold Steve Austin has. Steve Austin was the first ever SWE Bloodsport champion. Ric Flair has never held anything. He really should have done, in fairness, though. Ric Flair is a fantastic wrestler. I'm just going to fill this in now. Won the belt from Black at When Worlds Collide 25. There we go. Right, ranking system's updated now then. Ric Flair now with the chops. Austin round the back of Flair. There's a strike into the spine. Flair sending Austin off the ropes. There's a running knee strike. Roman Reigns, of course. Triple threat match. So the normal rules apply. No countouts, no disqualifications. First pinfall or submission inside the ring will win the match. And yeah, weapons are not only allowed, but encouraged. I love a good weapon, me. Got Austin now with the strikes and winding up the uppercut. Like I said, it's very, very difficult for Roman Reigns here, facing two of the biggest names in the history. I mean, Roman Reigns, one of the strongest champions we've had, I think, in terms of like ranking on the game. I think he's 96 rated. I don't think there's many that have ever been higher than that, to be honest. But Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair as well, very, very high up, and Flair has the legs of Austin, going to lock in that figure four for the first time in the match. Roman Reigns is down and out here. You see Austin slapping the back of Roman Reigns, trying to get him to come up and help him. And now Austin's able to roll over, reversing the pressure, and Flair was able to break free. Austin now in with the Fez press. Austin now raining down the strikes on Flair. There's the boot in the gut. A big slap and chop and a bit of everything there by Flair. Now taking Austin up in with the backdrop. And you see Roman now stalking. There's the Superman punch, taking down Austin and then dives over the top of Austin to spear Flair. Wow, this could be an incredible finish, this match, if Roman Reigns does this. Oh, it's only a 2 count, but that was such a cool little moment there. I like that. The way he just Superman punched Austin, then jumped over the top to spear Flair. That really should have been enough. That was incredible. Roman now with the flapjack, and then Austin whacks him with the steel chair. Roman now with a strike right in the gut. Taking Austin up on the shoulders. Going to drop him across the top rope. Flair now in with the suplex. Flair catches Austin with a knee in the face and has the leg once again. Is he thinking figure four again? No, spinning toe holds this time. Roman throwing the chair. Wasn't enough to break it up, but he did dive in and take down Flair. Flair fighting back with the boot in the gut, and now Flair has the legs of Roman Reigns. And locks in that figure four leg lock once again, this time on Roman Reigns. And he releases it. He saw Austin get back up to his feet and realized he was going to suffer some damage. Austin went for the stunner. Flair pushed him away. And now Flair once again has the leg of Roman Reigns, folds him up into that figure four leg lock, but Austin is there to break it up. Wow. Austin breaks it up. And slamming him face first into the mat. Flair now has the kendo stick. Austin now with the strikes. There's the power slam taking down Flair. Vintage Randy Orton there by Austin. Nice takedown there by Flair. Oh, look at Austin there getting the boot right up in the face of Flair. Both guys back up on their feet. Flair now with the chops right across Austin. Reigns is out cold in the corner there, just draped up. Flair now has the steel chair. Roman Reigns caught him. There's the strikes in the gut. And now Reigns going to take Flair up. And just launches him across the ring. And look at Reigns just absolutely choking out Austin now. Flair dragging him across, slammed face first into that top turnbuckle pad, and now choking out the grounded Roman Reigns. Austin now back in the ring with the sledgehammer. Flair dropping a knee. Oh, clever. Flair dropped the knee into the face of Roman. Roman's head was against the steel chair. And Austin could steal this here. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Flair did the damage. Austin took out Flair. Look at the fun poke of doom. Went for the running knee strike. Austin saw it coming, moved out of the way. Off the ropes. Looking for the stunner. Flair kicks him away. Flair has the legs. And Flair now locking in that figure 4 leg lock on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Roman Reigns is back in there, breaks it up. Looking for the elbow drop into the back of the head of Flair. Reigns now putting the arm of Austin against the mat before stamping on the hand. Reigns now taking Flair up onto the shoulders. Into the power slam. And now he's stalking. There's the spear on Ric Flair. Austin's down, but he's not out. He's back up on his feet. And a stunner by Austin. This is it. Flair's down. Reigns has been hit by the stunner. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh. How is that not enough? My word, that looked... I was for sure that was going to be it, you know. Really did. Austin slamming down Flair. You see Flair now under the ring. Roman Reigns in control of Austin inside. This really could go any way at this point in time. Flair with a strike in the back of Roman Reigns, and Reigns with the spear taking down Flair. Austin is flat out. This could be all. Roman Reigns successfully retains the SWE World Heavyweight Championship in what was a very, very difficult match. Wow. I mean, this is a big win. Defended against Flair and Steve Austin at Invasion 25. There we go. The only championship all night that has been retained is Roman Reigns with this one. So Steve Austin suffers a loss, moves down to a plus 14 after 39 matches. We have got Ricky Flair is going to move down to a plus 9 after 34. But Roman Reigns, with that victory, is going to continue his great form this year. He's not lost a match yet. And he is also now plus 12 for the year. He is joint second in the rankings alongside Will Ospreay on plus 27. Only 2 points now behind Bret Hart. Remember, Bret Hart has topped our ranking system consistently since the very first year, 2021. We might be getting close to a point where eventually someone's going to knock him off that top spot. It's a possibility. But what a win that was for Roman Reigns. Absolutely incredible ability by him. There's the spear by Roman. And that was it. There we go. Roman Reigns victorious then in Invasion. And at the end of week number 1 then, it's pretty clear to me that WCW have the lead. 2, 5, 7. WCW have won 7 matches so far. ECW have also won 7. Okay, no, I'll take it back. So WCW have won 7, ECW won 7, WWF have won 5. It's up to them to catch up in week number 2. But there are a lot of big matches, a lot of big names representing WWF in week number 2. We've got Triple H, we've got Rey Mysterio, we've got The Rock, we've got Chyna, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Vader, Yokozuna, some big names representing WWF this week, and it could be a chance for them to catch things up. Tomorrow alone, we've got Psychosis versus Jushin Thunder Liger versus Juventud Guerrera in the Horny Luchador match. Triple H versus Jeff Jarrett versus Shane Douglas, and Shawn Michaels versus Ricky Steamboat versus Eddie Guerrero. So 3 cracking matches lined up for you tomorrow, and I'll see you all then for them. Please do like and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I will see you again very, very soon. Of course, we've got another one of these Invasion pay-per-views next weekend. At the moment, the All-Asian Championship will be defended as Giant Baba will defend against 2 men, which will be decided next week in the matches between Taka Michinoku, Ultimo Dragon and Tajiri, as well as the match between Hakushi, the Great Muta and Hayabusa. Aja Kong will defend her Women's Hardcore Championship against Bull Nakano and Jazz. Jon Moxley will defend his Underground Championship against the winner of the match between Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott, and Masato Tanaka. And Will Ospreay will defend the Intercontinental Championship against 2 opponents. Firstly, the winner of tomorrow's match between Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat, and Eddie Guerrero. And then the winner of Saturday's match between Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit. Right, I love you, leave you good night. God bless and be the same. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.